Hello, welcome everyone. Happy Tuesday. So this is part one of a three-part series that I'm hosting over the next couple of Tuesdays. And today we're going to be looking at befriending the body. And that should be one word there, befriending the body. So I want to start by saying, I'm going to try to pop a photo in here. Let's see if I can do this. All right, yay, okay, I was able to do that. Hi, Sam. So our body is our partner in this lifetime. So it's kind of our divine responsibility to build better relationship with our body. And for many reasons, we don't necessarily have positive relationships with our body. This could be because of a past trauma that we've had. This could be because of a belief that we have about our body being lesser than. And that's pretty normal because our society is so focused on our bodies being perfect, and they're not. So that's something that we can be talking about a little bit, is self-compassion, how to grow our capacity to be more present with our actual body. The other reasons why potentially we are not friends with our body is because of pain or an illness that keeps us sort of disconnected or at bay from our body. The other reason could be just in general, like as a society, we live a lot in our heads, right? And so our head is what's valued. Our body does what our head tells us to do. And so there isn't really a bilateral relationship. It's kind of top down. And so there may be a disconnection from your body for that reason. So let me just pick another picture here. This is my first time incorporating slides into my live, and I've actually never done a live before. So this is my first one here. So let's take a moment now to connect inwards. And so if you want, you can close your eyes. If not, you can keep them open. And I just invite you to shift your awareness from the outside in. And you can do this by following your breath inside. And take a moment here to ask yourself, what is your current relationship with your body? Try to not judge what might be coming up for you, and really just be present with what is arising. Okay, so maybe you are, you're buddies with your body. Maybe it's like a long lost cousin that you haven't talked to in a really long time. Maybe you feel like your body is your enemy. Just being aware of what the status is of your relationship with your body, because awareness is the first step in creating change. The next thing I invite you to tune in to hear, and I know that this can be a lot, sometimes come up, so I invite you to be gentle. What is the attitude that you have about your body? Are you kind of like, okay, let's push through. Let's keep going. I'm tired, but I'm going to push through no matter what. Maybe you listen. Maybe sometimes you listen, but maybe sometimes you don't. Do you listen to your body often? Again, these are all sort of exploration questions to sort of help us get better in touch with what's going on inside, like in our relationship. Because like any relationship, it requires care, it requires work, it requires presence. So the first thing that we need to do is kind of discover where it is that we are in our relationship with our body. And I have another question for you. So where can we start our relationship with our body? So how can we? So one of the ways that we can start to have better relationship with our bodies is asking ourselves, okay, how can I be friends with my body? It's really I know it kind of sounds simple, and it does take work. It's not going to happen that you're going to go from overnight being like pushing your body and poking at your body and judging your body to being like your best friend and your cheerleader. It will take some time, and it does take presence and practice. But one simple way, and I invite you to tune into this now, so if you have a journal close by, you can journal some of these thoughts, is so like, how can I how can I be my body's friend? So I just invite you to explore what are some things that you could be doing on a daily basis to be more of your body's friend. So I'm just going to take a pause here. Okay. So some key components that are helpful and fundamental to befriending our body are kindness, our self-compassion, patience, and self-love, right? These are really key fundamental mindsets that we need to develop to have better relationships with our body. And so, how does this look practically? What does this look like on a day-to-day? So I'm going to guide you through some tips and some ideas of what this could look like for you on a day-to-day level. So as I mentioned before, it takes time to build a healthier relationship with our body. And for those of you that don't know me, I've been doing embodiment work through dance and through mindfulness. And what I've noticed is really important is this piece around self-compassion. And so self-compassion is the practice of being kind to yourself like you would be kind to another person. So it requires, but what it's required to be able to do that is awareness, right? And how do we gain awareness? We gain awareness through presence. And how do we gain presence? And it's through mindfulness, right? And so embodied listening is a tool that I teach in my classes and my workshops, in my courses, because it's so fundamental that if we can start to listen to our body, we can then take it a next step. We have an opportunity to choose how we want to be in relationship to our body, how we are receiving communication, because sometimes if we've been so disconnected from our body, we don't have the ability to listen, although our body is constantly communicating to us, and that's what I'm going to share with you now. So if you haven't connected to your body in a while, something that I recommend is to create some space for you to start to have a dialogue with your body. So literally apologize to your body for not treating it well, maybe pushing too hard, maybe not listening when you're hungry, maybe having some limiting beliefs about your body. So take some time to apologize and forgive yourself. So we don't want to be shaming ourselves, because that doesn't help the relationship that we're trying to rebuild with ourselves. So that's what I would recommend. I'm just going to stop sharing this. That's one of the first things I would recommend. The second thing I would recommend is to listen more and to judge less. So to listen to what your body is asking you for. So being curious. So throughout your day, this could be, in the morning, it could be like, okay, what do I feel like wearing today? Maybe it's like something that makes me feel supported and warm and fuzzy because I'm feeling anxious. I have a meeting. Okay, what can I do to feel more supported? How can I use the wisdom of my body to support me in my day-to-day? It could be, okay, what does my body feel like eating right now? Or what does my body feel like doing? I've been sitting at my computer. I know I have to finish this presentation. Instead of pushing through, let me take a 5-minute dance break, or let me take a stretch, or let me take a breath. breath is it's another thing that's really a great way to come back to the body is through the breath. It's something that we're already doing. And so let's take a moment here, and I just invite you to be aware of your breath. Be aware of how your breath is moving through your body. Be aware of maybe where you feel your breath the most in your body. And just notice the quality of how your body feels right now. Again, not judging it in any way, but just describing what you're feeling. Maybe you're feeling tension in your shoulders. Maybe you're breathing really quickly. And as you continue to breathe, just noticing if the quality of your experience of your body changes. Slowly come back and gently let go of this meditation and just check in and see, do you feel different just by noticing your breath? Our breath is such a powerful gateway to presence and to our body. And so once we can tune into what's going on with our body, we have a choice to choose to push through or to pause, to nourish ourselves in some way, and then we can come back more refreshed, right? So the body is really, it's an ally. It's a supporter for our purpose, for our larger soul purpose, right? We came to this world in this body, and it's actually here to really support us in our path. And so it's super important, and it's in our best interest to develop a more kind relationship with our body. So pausing and breathing and listening and showing yourself love and support are great ways of starting to befriend your body. Another great way of befriending your body is just to honor, and I started off by saying that our body is our partner that we come into this lifetime with. And so how can we honor where we're at? How can we honor the body that we're in, even though society tells us it should be a certain way, it should look a certain way, it should weigh a certain amount, right? But how can we support ourselves in really honoring where we are in relationship to our body? So if that's, for me, some of you may know, but I've had multiple concussions. And so for me, my reality is that sometimes I need to honor that I can't do what I was able to do before. And that's okay. I'm still honoring my story, my body landscape, which is individual and unique and divine to me than it might be to you, right? And so bringing in some self-compassion and some kindness for yourself around honoring your body and loving your body as it is. I'm not saying that we're gonna every day be like, my body is awesome, because we're not perfect, and that's not the intention of building a better relationship with our body, but it's how can we be kind to ourselves. The last thing that I want to share, or the second last thing I want to share, is that as we start to befriend our body, we can start to lean into our body's wisdom. And what I mean by that, our body is always sharing messages with us and might tighten up when we, our stomach might tighten up when we are re-triggered by a person, or our hair on our arm might stand up when we're a little feeling anxious. We'll get that gut feeling or a pain in our heart when something's not right. So our body's always talking to us. The idea with leaning into our body's wisdom is that once we start to discover what the messages of our body is through embodied listening, we can then better support ourselves. We can then be more resourced to meet ourselves in the world and meet the world. Because we don't live in ashrams. We don't get the chance to be sort of, in here. We have to be in here and out here at the same time. And so finding ways, once we learn how to lean in, we can find ways where we can feel more grounded, more supported as we engage in the world. So if we know that we get anxious before a meeting, we know that we need to breathe into our feet, squish into our shoes, imagine that we have roots growing out from our feet, and we will show up more centered, right? So another thing to think about is the stuff isn't supposed to be heavy. I know sometimes mindfulness can have a bad rap and saying it's supposed to be serious and it's supposed to be, but we can also have fun. And when it comes to thinking of the body, what are some fun ways that you can start to bring in more joy into your connection with your body? So maybe this is throwing on a song that you like and dancing around. Maybe it's, if it's raining in Toronto, I think it's been raining a lot in Toronto, running outside and letting yourself be experiencing a little bit of the rain. Maybe it's moving in a way that makes you feel good. I think you get what I'm trying to say. Maybe it's going for a walk or for a jog with a friend, but it's fun. It's not meant to be punishing. We don't want to punish our body. I think it's very different to have a healthy exercise and then a punishing exercise, but that's a whole other topic that I won't get into right now. And so the last thing that I'll say is that developing our more friendly relationship with our body requires time, patience, commitment, and just like any friendship, it requires us to just show up. And so there's many ways, like I was just recently talking about a few minutes ago, about how we can do that. Right, so I hope you found this beneficial. I'll be doing another Instagram Live next Tuesday at 1:30. I'll be diving into quieting the critical mind and that judging voice that we all have. So I'll be sharing some tips and tools about how to do that. If you have any questions, you can email me or direct message me. I have, if you're curious about learning more about embodied wisdom, I have 2 offerings, a self-study course that's up on Teachable right now. There's the link. You can screenshot this screen to get that link. If you are interested in the course, direct message me. I can share more information with you. I can also share a coupon with you that gives you 35% off of the course. And I also have a support circle, and support circle right now is full, but we'll be having a new group start in September. You can also message me about that. Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. Does anyone have any questions that they want to pop in to the chat? All right, feel free to pop in any questions into the comments below. Once I post this video, you can pop in questions or direct message me. Let me know if this resonates with you. Let me know if you have any tips of your own about how to connect with your body. There are many, but we were just covering things in a short period of time. Yeah, all right. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.